From geography to history, plants and animals, science, and so much more. This is Mike Butler, and welcome to This Day's Trivia from Bison Podcasts. Each episode, we dive into 5 unique trivia topics, all tied to today's date. And our trusty randomizer wheel will pick one of those topics for the episode. Get ready for 16 fast-paced trivia questions with just 5 seconds between each question. Perfect for testing your knowledge solo or with friends and family, at home or on your next road trip. So buckle up. It's time for this day's trivia. Today is November 22nd. Get out your pen and paper to tally up your score. It's time for this day's trivia. Here we go. Topic number 1, Back to the Future Part 2 was released on this day, 1989. The film picked up precisely where the first left off and sends Marty and Doc into the year 2015. Now, as so many years have passed since the film has come out, and since the year 2015 has passed, it's fun to go back and compare real 2015 with the fictional 2015 of the film. Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale hadn't originally thought of Back to the Future as a trilogy, but continued the storyline because the first film was such a huge success. Topic number 2, on this day, United States, Chicago, Illinois, 1987, television stations experienced an unusual hijacking by an individual wearing a Max Headroom mask. The mysterious figure interrupted broadcasts, leaving viewers puzzled and authorities unable to identify the culprit. On the second interruption on that day, the hijacker appears to expose his butt to the screen. To this day, no culprit has ever been identified. Topic number 3, November 22nd, 1975, 2 days after the death of Spanish general and dictator Francisco Franco, Prince Juan Carlos was sworn in as King of Spain. Juan Carlos ruled as king for several decades, from 1975 to 2014, and was instrumental in Spain's peaceful transition to democracy. Topic number 4, John F. Kennedy was shot to death in his motorcade this day, November 22nd, in the year 1963. JFK was the 35th President of the United States, the youngest man and first Roman Catholic ever elected to be president. He was killed in broad daylight in an open limousine in front of many bystanders lining the streets of Dallas, Texas. Topic number 5, November 22nd is known in Japan as Good Couples Day, inspired by a wordplay in Japanese. The numbers 11 and 22 can be read as ai fufu, pardon my horrible Japanese, which translates to good couple. This day encourages married couples and partners to reflect on their relationships, show appreciation for one another, and spend meaningful time together. It's a lighthearted but thoughtful observance that has become part of the Japanese culture. Today's topic will be the death of Francisco Franco. Let's focus on Spanish history from Franco's rule into the reign of the King of Spain, Juan Carlos. So, Spanish history. Number 1, what was the name of the war that brought Franco to power? Answer: it was the Spanish Civil War of the 1930s. Question number 2, I mentioned Juan Carlos, who was the King of Spain from 1975 until 2014. What happened in 2014 that caused a shift in power? Answer: the old king abdicated the throne to his son, Felipe. Interesting fact, King Juan Carlos was born during the Spanish Civil War in 1938, so Franco was in power for his entire life. King Juan Carlos is also still alive and will be celebrating his 87th birthday in January. Question number 3. Now we have a period established, late 1930s until 2014. Plenty of history to be covered during that period. Let's go. During World War II, was Spain on the side of the Axis powers, the Allies, or did it remain neutral? Answer: official answer, neutral. Although they would end up going back and forth between neutral and a stance of non-belligerence, which means they were not engaged in warfare. Spain tended to support the Axis powers during the war, which led Spain's not being allowed to join the newly created United Nations after the war. Question number 4. Spain was eventually admitted to the United Nations in 1955 after years of debate, often referred to as the Spanish Question. By 1955, what global conflict was brewing that influenced nations like the United States to support Spain's admission? Here's a clue. Spain was decidedly not communist. Answer: the Cold War. Spain was just too strategically located not to have them on board. Question 5. El Milagro Español was a period in the late 1950s for Spain during which they saw economic gains, particularly in the areas of manufacturing and tourism. What would we call El Milagro Español in English? Answer: the Spanish Miracle. Question 6. In 1959, ETA, a separatist group in this region that encompasses northern Spain and southern France, is founded with the aim of fighting for independence. What is this region? Hint, it's often referred to in English as the blank country. Answer: the Basque Country. The Basques were mostly independent until the 19th century. Question 7. Many of this region of Spain, in which you can find the famous city of Barcelona, feel they would be better off as an independent nation, and many continued to fight as separatists despite threats of jail time. They enjoyed broad autonomy before the rule of Franco, but were greatly suppressed during his regime. What region am I talking about? Answer: Catalonia. The region has its own language and distinctive traditions, and a population nearly as big as Switzerland's. Question 8. 1968, the West African colony of Spanish Guinea gains independence and is now called what? Answer: Equatorial Guinea. This small nation is the only independent Spanish-speaking country on the continent of Africa. Question 9. Spain joined this organization in 1982, an association of European and North American countries started in 1949 to protect the two continents against perceived threats from the Soviet Union. Answer: NATO. Spain became the 16th member of NATO, or the National Atlantic Treaty Organization. Question 10. 1986 was an important year for Spain, as it joined the European Economic Community, which would eventually morph into what important economic and political association in which participating European countries benefit from internal free trade and common tariffs? Answer: the European Union. Question 11. In 1992, Spain hosted a major global sports event in Barcelona that showcased its cultural and economic progress. What was this event? Answer: the Summer Olympics. Between the 1992 and 1988 games, the world went through some major changes, including the abolishment of apartheid in South Africa, which allowed the country to participate again in the games for the first time since 1960. Question 12. In 2002, Spain adopts this as its currency. Answer: the euro. As of this recording, 20 nations now use the euro as their form of currency. Austria, Belgium, Croatia, Cyprus, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Ireland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, the Netherlands, Portugal, Slovakia, Slovenia, and of course, Spain. Question 13. March of 2004, 191 people are killed in explosions on packed trains in Madrid at the hands of a terrorist group with links to what militant Islamic fundamentalist group? Answer: Al-Qaeda. Question 14. In June 2005, Spanish Parliament defies the Roman Catholic Church by legalizing what in the nation? Answer: gay marriage, granting gay couples the same adoption and inheritance rights as straight couples. Question 15. In 2010, Spain won its first ever World Cup, an international football competition held by what organizing body? Answer: FIFA, International Federation of Association Football, based in Zurich, Switzerland. Question 16 is the tie-in round, tying in last episode's theme to this episode's theme. Think back to our last episode and you'll cinch this one. In 2011, Spain made history by electing its first politician who openly identifies as what? Answer: as transgender. Carla Antonelli, who was also a TV star for a while in the country before entering politics. Thanks everyone for paying attention. I certainly know a bit more about Spain now. Send us some of your favorite Spain facts on Instagram. Just search This Day's Trivia. How'd you do? Write into the podcast to tell us your score, or if you have any suggestions, thisdaystrivia@gmail.com. That's all we have for today, but make sure to tune in every Monday, Wednesday, Friday for new episodes and new topics. Interested in ad-free episodes, bonus content, transcripts, and my sources for deeper dives into the topics? Looking for archived material from my previous podcasts, Get the Word, and the English sessions? Go over to patreon.com/Bison Podcast Studios and give us just $1 single for all of it. Patreon.com/Bison Podcast Studios. That's patreon.com/Bison Podcast Studios. Follow us on Instagram. Just search This Day's Trivia or Instagram.com/This Day's Trivia. Until next time, this is Mike signing off.